What is up, Pump Fake Pod? Yep, yep, yep. If you've been following along, it was a hell of a
feeling? How you feeling?
If you've been following along, it was a hell of a weekend. But it's been a long time since the Pump Fake Pod. Yeah.
Huff was just boots on the ground enjoying life.
Boots on the ground enjoying life. Indianapolis, great host city as always. And that Midwest hospitality. Thursday night, late night, 4 a.m. Friday night, late night, 4 a.m. Strolled through. Saturday night, 5 a.m. Sunday, 4 a.m. Last night, 4 a.m. So I'm hurting, but we're here, and it was an awesome weekend. A lot of stories, good memories, and a lot of drinking. That's for damn sure. A lot of drinking, but so liver's taking a break as we wind down the season. But we ended the season in a bang here in Indianapolis. Elliot, how the hell are we?
Hey, doing well, man. A little bittersweet, day after the national championship game, one shiny moment, tearing me up as always. But it'll be nice for a little break, little reset, kind of get some things taken care of around the house that I've been definitely neglecting by watching basketball instead of doing it. So it'll be nice to catch up on some things. But definitely we'll miss the the friendly banter on the daily episodes for sure.
No, absolutely. And we're not going to go away completely. We're going to have some off-season episodes. The portal opened today, of course. So once we let these guys go portal in a little bit, we'll dive into it. And then we're always going to do our all team names list as well too. And then it's always a fun little episode. This kind of just recaps the season, but we got some things planned. But even John Rothstein sleeps in May. I for sure don't, because the Indy 500 in Indianapolis is pretty, and all the festivities here for the whole month of May. But you know what? Well, it is a bittersweet. And I got to watch one shining moment today. I watched it. My exit plan was perfect from the game. I moseyed my way down, and then when we were at the game, watched the final from we were standing, but watching the final 2 minutes, and I immediately dipped out of there straight to the bars, of course. And then, but so I didn't get, when I got to the bar, because one shining moment was 40 minutes after the game ends, and I didn't get to hear the audio, saw the video, so I had to watch it this morning, and yeah, that one actually made me tear up when I was sitting here at home and reflecting a little bit, a little scary. But yeah, Elliot, it was a good one. I will say this: they didn't put Braden Smith in the video, so thought that was interesting. I know Purdue fans were tweeting about that, but you know what? Who gives a shit? It's just one shining moment. No, it's one shining moment. I don't mean that. But hell of a season, and just what a special way to end it. For the TikTok brain rot crew that was tweeting about how awful one shining moment is, you guys are disgusting. That's
terrible. Terrible take. Even some Twitter followers were on it. Yeah. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, unbelievable. We don't want TikTok edits. One shining moment's great, and it's good. It's good music. It's good for the soul. Just to encapsulate all of March Madness and really the season as well. Just put that cherry on the top. It's like when you graduate, that season of life where it's just changing. And we do got next year, though, in college basketball, and we got a lot of stuff to talk in the off season. I think let's just talk about the game and the Final Four, that is, because we didn't have a Final Four episode. But
hey, you were. It was.
We were dancing. I met a lot of coaches this weekend. I just want you guys.
It doesn't. That episode, in terms of you having the experience that you did, going out to the bars and doing the damn thing there in Indy, kind of your home state. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think one pick show of missing the Final Four episode is going to be just okay, especially after losing my 5-unit slam on Arizona.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I'm glad we didn't have a pick show, because I lost 6 units on the Final Four for that reason as well. We all did the 5-unit on Arizona. Holy shit, what a dud. Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't deviate units ever. But I was sitting at 78 units because we had a good NIT semifinals outside of Illinois State. But up until then, we had a great crown. I was 5-1 in the crown at one point. So we had money to be made, and I was up 78 units. Got down to 72. But I did hit the under last night in the game. That's the easiest bet in the national championship. I just want you guys to know, for the most part, that is. But always
helped that Michigan went 0 for 23 in their first 23 shots outside the paint, or something like that. They hadn't. I don't think they hit until that step back in the just right on the top of the. Not even until
12 minutes and 27 seconds into the second half, they made their first three at the 12:27 mark.
Right before that, they made their first shot outside the paint because they had that little 17-foot pull up at the free throw line, literally 2 possessions before. So besides that, there was nothing from outside the paint.
Yeah, and you know what? Although the football stadium is a little tough, Lucas Oil a little better view, I will say, out of the football stadiums when it comes to basketball. But we were, it was still good. I could still see some shit, and it was awesome. Just a fun game overall. UConn really aggressive, refuses to give up, and mad respect to Dan Hurley on a great season. I mean, you're probably right. If they make, let's say 2 threes, 3 threes, maybe, they're probably up 15, 16 points in the second half, 17 points consistently, and running away with it. But the fact is they couldn't make a shot. And, Michigan, they were eating UConn in the paint a little bit. But, I mean, UConn was playing aggressive, fought hard, and cut the lead to a 2-possession lead late, and made that little run there where some turnovers, costly turnovers.
I will say that
hold terrible.
Yeah, that I will say, that hook and hold there in the first half, that was a big momentum changer for sure.
Yep.
And then I even hit a little live play. I texted it over to you. They were reviewing that hook and hold, and I saw Michigan at -115 still on the money line, and they were down 2. I was like, well, that's definitely an obvious hook and hold. If they even hit one of these 2, then they'll still have the ball, have a chance to go up. There was 3 minutes left. They hadn't been making anything, so I took it, used a little 30% boost on DK. Shout out DraftKings. But that hit kind of with ease, to be honest. Wasn't really a sweat. But anyway, the hook and hold was a big momentum changer. And then the other one that that was kind of a big momentum changer was at the very end, man, when they missed that layup. And then missed the layup and had a chance to I think pull within 4? It was either within 3 or 4. I can't remember. And then missed the dagger 3. And then it was all she wrote. Game over.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. And then obviously Roddy Gale missing those 2 free throws late cost Michigan the -6.5. But I'm glad I went big on the under only. I always take an under in the national championship game. And shout out my guy Con, man. Thanks for supporting us all season, man. Appreciate all that, and appreciate your support every episode, man. What a season, fellas. Great game. I'm so happy for Cadeau. NJ, he got that.
I think, right?
Yep. And then such a turnaround from NC. Looking forward to conference breakdowns. Heck yeah, we got conference breakdowns, conference previews in the fall. And, like I said, we're going to have stuff in the off season. So stay tuned. I mean, like I said, it's not going to be every week it's not every week. It's not going to be every day. It's, in April, we're going to have more episodes. Of course, we're going to have a few episodes in April. And then also in the summertime, we'll start doing a little, an off-season episode here and there, and not go away. But definitely stay, not our normal routine of running 6 days a week, six nights a week for how long we did it. So I'm tired, man. I'll be honest. I'm a little tired, not only from the hanging and going hard with some great people. I met a lot of people in the CBB community as well. Avetta, I've met her before. Rocco Miller, Cole Adams, just a lot of good people overall in the CBB community on the media wise. But I will say the guy that begged to get there and somehow ended up getting an Uber, he left in the first half in the NIT if you guys want some teas. So, I'm going to call that a little first-class phony a little bit. But also, it was awesome hanging out with some coaches. I got to hang out with some coaches. I introduced the Pump Fake Pod to the coaches and met some really cool people. So I'm going to have some, I'm not going to share all my freaking stories, but I'm going to have some new teams next year that I root for, or depending on where maybe that assistant coach or assistant coaches go to the school wise. But I'm a big fan now. And it was funny. I would just go up to them and be like, hey, you remember that game in February where you guys were down like 10 and came back and won or something like that? I would just come up and say stuff like that. And I felt like that resonated with them. But and that would lead off a good conversation. But met some great people. And everyone said some good things about Indy. It was just fantastic. And you know what? The weather was cold, maybe Monday night for some people. I mean, I'm in the Midwest. It was 55 degrees last night. Like, I mean, grow up. But
that's a shorts and long sleeve shirt weather right there for me.
Yeah, when the sun went down, it was like 35. But tomorrow's gonna be 70 and sunny, as you know best. But I mean, Friday all day was like 80 degrees, and then Saturday was cold and rainy, which sucked because that was the Final Four day. But anywho, and shout out my guy, Virgil. Thanks for the donation, man. You've been supporting us all year. Appreciate you as well. It's been a great year for PFP. Glad to have been a part of it. Many more to come. LGTM, which I think means
let's get this money, baby.
Get this money, yeah. Let's get this money. I think in current events, let's go to the moon, I guess, too.
We'll fake to the moon, as Hasty says.
I guess that is maybe a pump fake to the moon if we're talking conspiracy theories. So maybe we'll do a conspiracy theory episode, but no, we will. Trust me, guys. We'll have like a handful of episodes left in April that we're going to do some fun ones, which we'll announce later, and then we'll come back strong in the summertime. We're not going away. Oh my gosh, the chat is rolling. We appreciate you guys for all the support. PFP to the moon. Yeah, we're damn right. Not the dark side of the moon either. We're going straight to the moon landing. We're going to land on it. Actually, we're going to go past that. We're going to Murphy's Planet and Interstellar, where time is slow.
But Mercyhurst.
Yeah, we're going to Mercyhurst, which Bernie Blunt on the move, by the way, in the portal. So we're going to have a new team we're going to love next year. Just want you guys to know. I like Mercyhurst, but I love Bernie Blunt. But yeah, Virgil, thanks for everyone. Check out your always your lacrosse picks and everything, and the comments were great. It's always important to follow on Twitter if you post them there.
For sure. And Virgil, if you post them and you just tag us, definitely be retweeting those just so everybody can see those for sure. So if you, I know lacrosse is still going in full swing, so keep sending the pics out. We'll keep. I'm gonna keep tailing, that's for sure.
Yep. And Elliot and I are we're gonna keep going with this. With Pump Fake Pod, and we want to support everybody, and you guys have supported us all this year, and it's just been a good community. I think that was evident this weekend was just how great the community was, and how welcoming it is, because some of those places can be toxic as well. And there's
his ex at Bugera Jr. I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong. Bugera. Bugara, Bugara, All
right, final bet of the season is it's Bugara. You got Bugara. It's even money. We'll see what we get. We got to get the phonetics of that. Anywho, back to the game now with how things worked. I mean, yes, it depended on shots, but that's why I took the under. I mean, I feel like a lot of these teams all the time in these bigger type of scenario games were it was a no spot. This is Michigan. They could easily score 146. Oh, dang. Elliot gets the final bet of the season. Unbelievable. Yeah, good hit. But I'll send the Venmo. And then, yeah, I mean, it really depended on Michigan making shots. But a lot of these times, these guys in these big games, they're looking for their most efficient shot possible. I think UConn started off early that they were going to limit as many possessions as possible and wanted to slow Michigan down, and it worked for a while. But yeah, maybe that hook and hold was the momentum shifter for sure. That definitely changed it. But it was kind of already collapsing a little bit. And I think we saw finally after how UConn was playing that slugfest kind of basketball and mucking it around, it ended up kind of biting them in the ass a little bit, where sometimes it's good for a while, but then you're kind of playing catch up a little bit too late. Now you got to change your tempo and what you've been doing for most of the game. I think that was kind of evident for UConn, but props to them. They kind of just chopped wood the entire time and fought hard.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you hit it kind of right on the nail there with just the fact that it was working until they went down 8 to 9 points. And then when you're down 8 to 9 points, you know, every possession is valuable. And if you're still spending 30 seconds trying to dribble out the 25 seconds before starting, you're set, which speaking of, Dan Hurley had some outrageously good sets throughout the game. But when you end up going down 7 to 9 points, it's hard to, let those possessions get to 30 seconds. And because you look up the clock, you got 5 minutes. So, that's 3 possessions, 30. It's just, I think they just started to get sped up, which then played into the hands of Michigan as well.
Early saw that too, man. I think he saw the writing on the wall of like, this maybe wasn't his best team. And we all saw how good Michigan was. I think he kind of embraced that and realized that was the case. That's all just speculation, but the brain's working a little slow today. But to me, that's what it felt like, because he was awesome watching his antics the entire time too. I mean, he slaps the floor like this all the fucking time.
Dude, he's a fucking lunatic. He's a maniac.
I haven't seen him coach live before, which was sick because, yes, I see the antics on TV, but how much you get to see. I mean, that shit, I was watching Hurley a lot of times. This is hilarious. But yeah, absolute madman. But mad respect for him. And madman means you're a genius, because great call to appeal that flagrant and just get a quick little stoppage of play. I think that was I know it didn't end up working out, but a great play from Hurley. And I know that, with good coaches, that's on the back of their pocket, because we can talk about how a coach's non-decision can affect games as well, how the NIT championship ended. But we'll finish off the NCAA championship first, because, in coaching, we all know it. You played sports. Practice is what makes permanent. Practice is what makes, I don't believe in perfection, but practice makes permanent. And, you lay it all the line. You set up the system. You set up the walkthroughs, the run-throughs. You get these guys ready to go. When you're coaching out there in basketball, yes, there's shift adjustments. Yes, there's things you can yell out and change way easier than football, right? But once you're out there in battle, it's up to them. And I think Hurley does a great job of understanding that scenario, getting these guys prepared, but also making them be able to adjust and knowing when to adjust, and also knowing those schematics of being like, how can we rig the game a little bit and rig the rules in our favor? And Hurley does a great job at that. And that's a lost art of coaching that I respect. And I'm a Bob Knight guy, so I love his antics. I love that he yells. I love that he's passionate. And I don't think it's people say it's gimmicky. Well, I just think people that say that, you're not yourself. And what he is himself. And you know what? I don't mind a little arrogant flaw every once in a while. I think it's hilarious. And he kind of plays into the bit now, and I'm loving it even more. And I don't think it's a bit. I think it's just, that's Dan Hurley.
Yeah, no, for sure. He got a lot out of his team this year, I think, comparative to, you look at other teams, that he went up against, that Duke team, the fact that he beat that Duke team that was obviously more talented, and then went toe-to-toe with a Michigan team for a majority of the game who was significantly more talented as well. Just kind of shows to the level of coaching and game planning, just the savant he is as a college head coach. So never count them out in March, for sure.
No, and they just chop wood, and that's what they did against Duke. And I thought, if they came back against Michigan and finalized that, not only is UConn 7-0 and that was 7-0 in national championship games, Dan Hurley would have been 3-0 in national championship games. So That would have been insane if they came back and won that. But that's what you do when you're poking at the iceberg. It finally melts, but Michigan just too athletic. What the hell was Yaxel Lendenberg doing there at the end too? He was on the take. He was on the take for plus 6.5 UConn. Mark my words, he was on the take. I bet the unders, so I didn't bet Michigan 6.5. And Elliot, I know that you love this one. We don't tease college basketball. You're not supposed to tease college sports in general because of the variance. But I went against my better judgment. I did a little freaky parlay that you'd love. Michigan minus 2.5 and under 149.5. No problem at all. No problem at all. So got a little sweaty there at the end, but man, and let's be real, man. I think Lendenberg was on the take for that 6.5 because what the hell is he doing? I mean, what was that play where he tried to throw it under his legs under the basket? What was that?
Hey, he's just going back to his days of playing 12 hours of video games. That's what he was doing. He was like, fuck it. I worked my way up from Arizona Western College up through the ranks. I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm about to win a national championship.
Yeah, but I mean, he almost about lost it for him, man. And then that missed alley oop was like, what the hell was that?
Hey, he looked. I will say, I was very surprised with how good he looked coming off that ankle. I know it was.
He got shot up with that good. I think.
Had to have done something because that was. I mean, he was looking like it wasn't really even affected him at all, which I was very surprised by.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a question. You got any on any of that in the medical tent over there? You got that good high cortisone or whatever, you know?
No. Really, the cortisone is more of a longer lasting, lasts up to like 3 months. So
right.
if they did that, it takes 2 to 3 days to take effect. So what they probably did, if they did this, which they do it a lot all the time in the NFL, but if they did some type of, they wouldn't have really done cortisone, I don't think, because it wasn't really necessarily a joint, but they could have done some sort of like lidocaine nerve block to like numb the pain. But at the same time, maybe they didn't. Maybe they did like a superficial nerve block. I don't know. Because you also don't want to numb any of the muscles or any of the but
maybe like they reached into Tiger Woods' center console and was like, hey, the Axel, we got maybe. Yeah,
and Crutch, they could have just shot some Toradol probably in his ass, maybe.
Look at you guys with the drug knowledge, the legal drug knowledge that is, right? I think unless you're you can't take colostrum though. That's the only banned substance in the NCAA. Anywho, but I thought Lendenberg was on the take there. You might be right. He was just checking it out. But shout out Elliot Cadeau, man. I think that's another great story in college basketball. You know, people give the portal flack. I give the portal flack. I think, but he went to North Carolina, and he got a lot of flack. I mean, hell, we gave him a lot of shit last year in North Carolina, man. So, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. But if you want to water yourself somewhere else, you got to. It depends on how hard you want to work. And I think Cadeau's a hard worker. You know what? And I think he's a team player. So I think this was the right move. You're getting shit on at North Carolina. Still was a good player, but now you're the most outstanding player in the NCAA tournament for 2026 or NCAA Final Four for 2026. And had 19 points last night, I believe.
Yeah,
19 points. Yeah.
Yeah, 19, and I just think it was kind of a cool post conference with Dusty May shouting out Sean May, calling him and basically asking Sean May all about, hey, would you take Elliot Cadeau? And then he basically just said, hey, if you were 18 years old, would you want to play with Elliot Cadeau? And he said, fuck yeah. And that was all he needed to know. And he brought him on and kind of built him up. So that was a cool little story post game last night for sure.
Yeah, no, that was, and you know what? There's the good things about the portal that you can do, but Elliot Cadeau did it right. He only transferred once, so I think that's how it should be. And no sense of loyalty for these kids. I mean, think about right now, Elliot, when you're 20 years old. You love because that was only like 2 days ago for us, by the way. But you love. you sit there in your 20s, you don't know what you're going to do. I get it. There's no sense, the sense of loyalty thing. But think about 20 years later when you're 40. Where's the identity of what you're going to go? Now, you're a guy that's transferred 4 times. Are you going to go to every basketball game 4 times or arena 4 times and get honored 4 times? You know what? And I think that's why we saw success from teams that maybe less talented like Purdue matching up with some of these guys because they played with each other forever. Same with UConn. They've played with each other for a while. And a lot of these teams that went far have played with each other for a good amount outside of Michigan, but and maybe like younger teams. But I think that's where we see the cohesion and that's what they're going to lose 20 years from now. And my old ass is like 50 something, but these 20-year-olds in 20 years are going to want to have a sense of purpose. You know, we saw the 1976 team get honored last night at the halftime, which was cool. You know, we see teams get honored. You know, yes, the team getting honored is fine, but what about going to a game and sitting in the crowd? Oh, this guy played for us for 1 year, for 1 season. Unbelievable. Do you really have that pride to go do that? I don't think they will, which is I think it's going to rob them of an identity later on that where, you know what, it's pride it happens before the fall, but being proud of your accomplishments is great. And I think it would be much better to have some more school spirit and pride as well. And I think they're going to lose out on that for these kids that transfer 4 times.
No, 100%. I just think nobody, kind of plants themselves or roots themselves within that typical school's college traditions. They don't play for, they're not necessarily, I wouldn't say they're not playing for the name on the front. But at the same time, when they get the chance to jump for, double, triple, quadruple the salary, of course they're going to make that move, no matter how well they like the school. And so instead of that, they're, instead of playing for school pride, having school spirit, the days of, a Braden Smith staying around are going to be, few and far between. And so when, 5 years from now, you're going to ask, hey, PJ Haggerty, where'd you go to school? Oh, went to TCU, Tulsa, Memphis, K-State, and fill in the blank. Hey, Axel, where'd you go to college? Oh, I went to Arizona College, then I transferred to then UAB, Michigan. Like it just, the list is going to be, it's always going to be more than 2 schools.
Yep. And, not to get political, the executive order, the SCORE Act or whatever, was for what, 1 transfer only, 5 years only in college, undergraduate or 1 undergraduate transfer. I mean, I'm sure that's not going to hold up. They're gonna disobey that, but I think it should be 1 transfer only. And if you want to transfer again for your second time, you're sitting out for a year. I think that's it.
I think there should be. I mean, there should be a caveat. I think you can transfer once, but I think if you've already transferred once and there is like 1 coaching change, 2 medical reason why you're transferring, like you have to apply for how they used to do it, where you would apply for a medical transfer for like, hey, if you have a family member, if your mom's on hospice, your mom has cancer, you want to transfer back closer to home, by all means. But I feel like those two will be the only way that you could do like a multi-transfer is if 1, your coach leaves, because hey, if your coach leaves, that's basically why you came to the school, obviously. So I feel like you should get a free transfer, and then medical transfer. I also think even if your coach leaves, if you transfer within the conference, it should be an automatic 1-year wait. I don't, because that's gonna prevent any of this, this during the season BS of all these coaches talking to these players. They're talking to them behind the scenes, in the line, and handshaking.
I've seen it firsthand. I'm just gonna go like this weekend.
In the handshake line, in the locker room as they're walking out to the bus, they're doing it, and because there's no rules against it. So I think transferring intra-conference, I think should be not necessarily completely done away with, but significantly penalized in the fact that, hey, if you want to transfer within conference, you should sit out a year the next year.
No, absolutely. And I think that's a great point. I think the coaching change for sure and medical transfer is fine. But outside of that, it's up to you. Life has choices and free will. But there's always consequences with those choices and free will.
And I get like we're giving you one free transfer still. It's not like
right.
I get it. Sometimes you make the wrong decision.
How can can you can you transfer your job very easily? No, I can't just hop in the portal and get transferred quickly. Yes, I can go get a new job, but we still got to go on the market. There's still got to be, you know what I mean? You still got to go and do all these things. Like I think,
and it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be better pay. Number one, number two, you're going to have, if you're talking about transfer portal in the job world, okay, well, if I transfer portal in the job world, my benefits go away. And then I don't have benefits for 90 days, sometimes longer, depending on the company that you switch to. So there's ramifications for transferring at all. Like it's just not sunshine and rainbows like these kids think they, can do whatever they want and get more money.
That's what has to stop. And yes, I'm not saying let's go back to the dark ages of fucking ruining IU's basketball program over a phone call from Kelvin Sampson after a certain period. I mean, that's fucking minuscule to what's going on now in college sports. So the irony of it, when things get implemented, exponential growth takes off. And I think that's what we saw of an abuse of power. As soon as they opened this, the floodgates open and just went crazy. I mean, there's already 2,000 players in the transfer portal. 2,000. There's 15 kids on a roster, maybe 16 kids on a roster.
And really, the crazy thing about it too is with the revenue sharing now, you look at the women's transfer portal. The women's transfer portal has gone absolutely nuts, and it's because these schools with the revenue sharing now, these women's basketball players are getting buku amount of money to play. I mean, more money, way more money than they'll be getting in the WNBA.
Yeah, well, we'll keep you covered on that. We got a lot to talk about. Probably do a show next week after we get more portal announcements, and we'll do a little portal show along with our all team names list. So we'll have a couple shows next week for sure. Maybe one this week. We'll see, but definitely one a couple next. Probably this. We'll see. The portal one will for sure be next week, but maybe we'll have the all team names one this one. But yeah, real quick, going back to the game, shout out Michigan. They were great all season. The Big Ten actually comes through, gets their first NCAA championship in 26 years. So props to the Big Ten there, and finally getting it done. And props to Michigan. They were just different all season. I think everyone noticed that, and they were a force to be reckoned with from the jump when they were beating teams by 50 like 5 games in a row. I think they were the best. Them and Arizona were the best teams in my opinion overall. But the way Arizona didn't show up in that game, Dusty May coached circles around them, had them way better. Yes, Arizona looked flat and terrible, but Dusty May had those guys ready to go. Trust me.
Hey, and shout out to Matt Painter for calling Michigan not losing 4 games. Spot on.
He did.
Sharp.
Yeah. He must have hit a win total or something on there. But and then so we talked about UConn, talked about Michigan, talked about the game. The game was very fun. Got to go, so that was awesome. Shout out my wonderful father-in-law for the tickets, and that was awesome to get going, not just hanging out. I mean, I did go to a game on Sunday night. I don't know if you ended up watching that NIT championship game. Tulsa versus Auburn happened, and Auburn was up 20 points at one point.
22, something like that.
Yeah, 22 points. So
where we in the second half too, not even like in the first half.
I went to the game with the Veta and Moneyline Mac, and I went all the way out and changed the side. We're like, let's go change the sides, and then that second half, it just chopping wood. And sure, Auburn, who wasn't missing anything, they didn't miss against Illinois State at all in the semifinals. Went to that on Thursday too, but they couldn't miss for three halves in a row. But then they started missing shots. Tulsa was making shots, and then an absolute blown call. They were up four with Tulsa was up 4 with 8 seconds left. They didn't cover a 5.5 point spread. I just want you to know. So
dude, Mac has been cursed.
Yeah, for sure. I took Tulsa live plus 800 money line too. Just want you to know live. That one really stung. and you can blame Eric Conkle. It was a quick 5-second call, but as soon as a player starts running and there's panic and it's the count of 3 and you have 2 timeouts left, hey, Eric Conkle, call a fucking timeout. That one's going to have to be eating at him. You know what? Yeah, it's just the NIT. But for Tulsa, it was a big game. They had a lot of fans. There was, Auburn fans, Bruce Pearl, Chuck, met them on Thursday as well. I went up to Bruce Pearl. I said, hey, I took a selfie. I said, 2-bid league Mac. So, he didn't like that. I just want you to know. But
did you have a few beverages in you?
Just a few beers at that moment. But I was just like, I got to go say something to this fucker. And then I saw Chuck. And I just like, Chuck. He's like, I was just like, come on, let's get a picture. And I drank my beer, and he started laughing. That dude is on the shots for sure. He's skinny as fuck. Anywho, yeah. So they were at the NIT championship game. Bruce Pearl was coaching like the entire time from the floor. Total Nepo baby. I was screaming Nepo baby. Just a bummer for Tulsa that they couldn't get it done as they brought it back and brought a lot of fans out to Indianapolis.
Brutal.
Call a timeout in the 5-second. What are you doing?
Brutal, man. That was so brutal. And the fact that you guys lost the +5.5 too. Brutal.
I did take the +5.5, and the +800 money line was absolutely brutal as well. And then the Illinois State future went poof. So yeah, it wasn't the best weekend on the betting. I never do good in the Final Four, by the way. I've looked at my stats. Outside of last,
everybody remember that. Everybody remember that for next year. Fade Huff in the Final Four.
Yep. Outside of last year, last 4 years have been tough. Yeah, that's why I wasn't picking a side in the championship game. I was like, I'm just taking the under because I tell myself I take the under every year in the championship game, just due to that fact. But yeah, and NIT was fun, and then I don't know if anyone saw the buzzer beater in the D2 D3 game, Mary Washington against Emory. It was a pass, right? It's like that when you're playing pickup outside and then you have a bad shot, your buddy catches it, puts it up in a putback.
Great alley-oop.
Yeah, that was a pass. As I'm yelling, walking back to the other side of the court.
That's like when you shoot it and you know it's long. You're like, bank. Yeah, banks in.
Exactly. Which Solo Ball did that. Dude, that thing was almost touching the Lucas Oil Grill in section 250. Unbelievable. So, you know what? That was an awesome game. I got the Mary. They were partying Saturday night. I was out with the Mary Washington guys. They were living it up. They all had like their championship belts. They had like it was awesome. It was funny watching them. I mean, good people all out in Indy, and a lot of good coaches, and met some good people. And I'll tell you what, a special one was for sure Calipari as well too. But yeah, a lot of stories to share for sure. I think just overall this season was fun, and it was awesome seeing the support. I do end up at 76 units on the season, so. That is my record of all time. 76 units is a lot. $100 better up $7,600 on the season. I didn't have one losing month this year. Even in March, just had a slight win in March due to the 5-unit stab on Arizona. But it was a good one. And yeah, we end up 76 units on the season. Absolute banger. Last year I had 80 units, but I was counting a future. I ended the season with 64 units. So this one was a record, man. Just no losing month was key, and we're just gonna keep compounding, man. I guess because when I started doing this, 25 units on the season, 38 units in 2022-23, 48 units in 23-24 when the Pump Fake Pod started, and then last season, 82 units, but I made 18 units off of futures. So 64 units on the season. So unbelievable. We've been tallying, we've been tracking it, and we're transparent in our losses as well too. As I've had a losing month at least one losing month in those units mentioned, but this year that was not the case, and I think it was due to separation into the preparation. We were prepared. We knew the rosters this year, and I think since the jump, we came out hot, and that was the key to the success. To kind of as you go through the season, the ebbs and flows of college basketball, but also the books start to catch up to it. They're focused on football, at least heavy for the first 2 months, and then as college basketball becomes more popular, the lines start getting harder a little bit for sure in lieu of conference season. So we're going to be prepared even again next year. I know Elliott made like 60 something units, 50 something units, something like that. I think we were combined 130 something units on the season together here on the Pump Fake Pod. So special season, man. Good stuff this year, dude.
Yes, sir. Great stuff. Looking forward to trampolining it into next year, just like we did last year. Last year was definitely a step forward, a big period of growth, and yet again this year, I think we'll be able to do the same.
Yeah, and I know that we hopefully get Rhythm back. Rhythm was a great partner this year, and I know that we're looking forward to see what the developments are with Rhythm as they continue to make new technologies, and they're going to be a good partner to use throughout the season here, the upcoming seasons of golf. As you got the Masters this week, it's a big one, so make sure you go to Rhythm there for that. Elliott, unbelievable, man. What's going on here? Any final thoughts? On the season, what we saw this final kind of weekend.
Yeah, no, just want to shout out Ken. This is why we kind of do it. Going through some updates when y'all doing the preseason previews. We just want to provide content not only just as to give you betting angles, betting edges, but just to be here for y'all, provide some entertainment and be kind of a breath of fresh air. We're not always serious, but I struggle with some mental health stuff. Mental health does take a toll, and we just provide an avenue and a support system here to be able to bounce things off each other, be there for one another. I know we've created kind of a small, close knit community, and I'm super proud of what we've built.
Yeah, man, and anyone that's going through stuff, life ain't easy, man, and as I get older, but seeing was just the fact of life of how special it is, and I think what we have on this earth is to share the fellowship and share friendship and share that positivity. Because we mess around for sure, but we're dynamic personalities. We can do that, but we also have a serious side of us as well, and a tough personality, but also a fun one, and also can be a sensitive a little bit too. So, and we just appreciate all you guys, because not only supporting us and just hanging out. I mean, you guys have kept us going through, when we're dealing with stuff on and whatnot. So I just want you guys to know you guys have helped us out even in times of trouble, because life always happens. I mean, shit, the one day, how much stuff happens in one day. As time accumulates, it's always tough, and the ebbs and flows of changes. But what the equilibrium is good friendship, and I appreciate everyone, because I consider you guys my friends. I mean, you guys are more than friends. We're talking every night. I talk more to you guys than my friends and whatnot.
Seriously,
literally. So it's that's what makes us light up, and I appreciate the support. And just meeting people this weekend was evident of that, because I didn't know this person, but I knew you through Twitter. But now we're best friends here, and hanging out and chopping it up. And even for you guys, you guys, we talk all the time in the Pump Fake Pod. So once I see you, that's more than just a stranger on Twitter. I'm gonna brothers don't shake, brothers hug. Let's freaking go. Shout out the great Drake and Josh TV show. Maybe we'll have to get an angle on Drake and Josh instead of Zoe 101 this season, as we kind of put the Zoe 101 to bed in Pepperdine. I definitely teared up this morning in one shining moment. That's always a special one to me, because my mom, she's a big college basketball fan. I mean, my whole family is. I've been watching this shit for forever. But I always think of my mom and watching the games, and then one shining moment. She always texts me, one shining moment, let's go. But yeah, 40 minutes after the season's over. Come on, gosh. But anywho, it's always worth the wait. I'd be remiss to say this. What the fuck was that halftime or the in between the games of the Final Four? By the way, we got Chainsmoker. What's going on?
I didn't even see it.
That was terrible. And not only just not Chainsmokers, 2015 called, but anywho, like just overall, like let the kids play, let the kids warm up. But yeah, what a weekend. Road ended here, Indianapolis, great host city. We're back in 2029, so once in a lifetime opportunity. Back again, Elliot. So mark your calendars. Better see you in Indianapolis. Pump Fake Pod's gonna have.
I'm not missing it this time.
2029.
I'm not missing it for sure.
Indy is back in 2029. Yeah, next year is Detroit. That's a terrible host city. 2028 is Las Vegas. They're gonna just pump Las Vegas now. They're pumping Las Vegas into every freaking MTE, but that's still fun. And then 2029 is Indy. 2030 is Dallas, and then 2031 is Atlanta at the moment so far. So yeah. And Conman, appreciate you as well. And yeah, man, Missy Elliott. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing that, but Missy Ello, thank you so much. I mean, not thank you so much, but just you've been in the chat for us, and thanks for your support all season. And really hard. That's the toughest fact of life as I get older. It's what I've been mentioning. I know. I've had some health scares with my parents, so it's so appreciative, and the moments you guys have always live forever, and the memories. So know that he's always with you, and really sorry for your loss, Miss Yellow.
Yep, for sure, definitely sorry for your loss, but like I said, everybody's going through it. I always live by, you never know what somebody else is going through. So you always, just no matter what you're going through, no matter what, what's happening in your life that day, that time, in that moment, somebody's going through something worse. And so always treat people, with kindness, respect, and, just be who you were, made to be. And I feel like we're all meant to spread love, and that's what we're trying to kind of do here on the Pump Fake Pod.
Yeah, that's all we want to do, and I'm just glad to see the community here. Not only can clown with each other and drop picks and whatnot, but also can get a little vulnerable. And I think vulnerability is actually a cool part of life, and it's actually pretty brave. It's not weakness, and I think a lot of times in this earth, in the fallen earth, kindness gets taken for weakness. But I think that positivity is what goes a long way, and I think this whole season you guys have shown not only support for the pod but support for each other in the chat as well. Chat Bench Mob looks out for Bench Mob, and I just love seeing the communication overall, and yeah, I mean, you guys got us through shit, so just know that, and life is so freaking hard, but. Tell you what, college basketball does make it a little easier, huh?
No, for sure. There's plenty of times when I was checked out. I didn't want to come on. Going through things, and being able to, one, not want to let down the community that we've built was a big factor of why I continually showed up. But two, just to it was a great distraction. Got me away, got me in kind of a little bit more of a happy place, and I was able to kind of tune out all the noise around me, everything that was going on, and for those 2 hours, sometimes 6 hours, I was my focus was on the chat on college basketball, and it didn't matter how my day was, whether good or bad, it got better. When we were doing the pod.
I think Elliot and I texted each other a lot about getting reamed in the ass at work a ton for like 2 months, and then we're like, well, let's make the slides. Oh, well, let's do the pod, and that's it was fun. It was just what a season, and I mean, we never did slides till this season. We did slides. We started growing a little more, and just always trying to listen to what you guys, because a lot of these ideas that we've done or executed upon have come from your recommendations in the chat, and just want to make this pod level up even more. And I'm never fucking leaving, so I'm always gonna be on the Pump Fake Pod. I love this place, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. And I think next season's gonna be an even better season. But like I said, we're not gonna go away. I think maybe we're gonna do the all names, kind of a funnier awards. We'll do a little Oscars. I don't know, Elliot, maybe this week, like Thursday. I don't know if you're around Thursday, but so stay tuned for that. We'll drop a link when we figure it out. We'll tweet it out, and we did it last year, the all names list. I think that's where I fell in love with Bernie Blunt. So we'll have a roster of. We'll do a starting five. We're just gonna do 10. We're gonna do a starting five. We're gonna do their bench as well. We're gonna do a team of 12.
We're doing yeah. I'm doing walk-ons too. Yeah.
You were the one pulling out like D3 names last year. Yep.
Right.
And then you see those guys elevated into D1. So
NIL doesn't discriminate. Watch out.
Yep. And we may not pick those games, but they're not barred from the all teams names list. So. Yeah, we'll do that, all team names, and then we're going to have some funny awards. We're going to award our own favorite, our own favorite moments, favorite players, and then just try to be unbiased with it as well. But stay tuned for that. This did say the Pump Fake Pod season recap. I'll change it to championship recap. I said it yesterday when I was drunk, so that was dumb of me, but we'll change it to the championship recap since this was more focused on championship. And then Thursday night, does that work for you, Elliot? Thursday night, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. If it doesn't, like you said, we'll tweet it out. We'll figure something else out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But Thursday night, most likely for the all names list and the award show, the Pump Fake Pod Oscars basically is what it's a freaking Academy Award Pump Fake Pod show on Thursday. Where we can talk, like I said, all things, team names, best point guard, best shooter, best all this stuff. So I'll get some awards lined up, and we'll hand them out. Unfortunately, we'll have to say Elliot Cadeau could not be here to accept this award, but no, we'll do all that. It'll be a fun one on Thursday, and then next week we'll start diving into the portal and figuring out there. So we're not going away. It just is not going to be as much quantity, and my voice is breaking up. Yes, because I was drinking, but also when I said that, it naturally broke up because I'm just a little sad, a little bittersweet. Definitely can use some more rest, but we only sleep in May. We're going to be studying the portal. We're going to be getting these rosters active in lieu of conference previews starting back up in the early fall, late spring.
Yep. Now it's going to turn into quality, not quantity. And then when we come back 6 days a week, it's quality and quantity.
Correct.
It's never just quantity. And my saying is, everybody says work smarter, not harder. Well, my saying that I live by is work smarter and harder. So that's just that's my motto in life.
And you know what? I think working hard is bear the fruits of the labor. I love it. And got to shout out our guy, 509 Boss Man from the I'd be remiss to forget that. But we did get the Pump Fake Pod bracket challenge. So that was complete. 509 Boss Man gets it done.
Bassman.
Sorry. Bassman with the and sign. You should change that and sign to money sign though, Bassman. It was hell of a performance. It was funny. You saw a lot of teams up there, and then everyone that picked Michigan came out of nowhere. So it was pretty close race, top to bottom. A lot of brackets were close for sure. And then 509 Bassman gets it done. He ends up in the 99.9 percentile as well, too, scoring 10 points. A couple other randoms came out of nowhere. I know it was funny seeing some people tweet. They're like, where are we at? And then one was like, well, oh my gosh, this guy came out of nowhere. So seeing the comments of everybody for it, that was fun. Free entry. Yes, it's winner take all. Was probably a lot of entries, but hey, it's worth a stab for a free entry. We'll actually pay you out on like the ESPN tournament bracket challenge. So I believe that Venmo has been sent
Yep.
to Bassman. So
Has been sent.
freaking awesome. And I absolutely am happy for Bassman. Good job. Congratulations. And yes. Anywho, see you guys soon for the all names list episode and awards. Championship weekend was fun. I got some stories I can probably not share on here. I got some stories I can share in private. If anyone's curious, but we'll share it over a beer sometime. We'll have to hang out. And anyone wanting to come to Indy, 2029 Final Four, make it happen. And I think we didn't get to go to Vegas this year, Elliot, as well too. But we'll get to Vegas next year.
Oh,
for that.
Already booked. Already took off work, so we're good.
Yeah, Thursday. So that's we're gonna go. We'll be there.
I'll be there Monday through Monday.
Elliot's doing Monday. I think I'm gonna do Sunday. I have to do that, but we'll figure it out. But either way, we're gonna be there for a week. Way too long in Vegas. But
my Monday is the travel day, and then I wanted to be. So my plan is Saturday or Sunday. Selection show. We're gonna have the selection show, obviously. Boom, on live on the Pump Fake Pod as we reenact and go over our initial reactions. But then so boom, and then I fly out Monday sometime. I'll probably do it like probably late night so I can work or something, and so it's cheaper. And then Tuesday, by the time I'm there, Tuesday, I get first day in Vegas, kind of hang out, and then first four Wednesday. The next first 4 games, roll into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then boom, home Monday morning. Probably I'll push it to like Monday afternoon because I want to sleep. Maybe.
Yeah,
but I'm ready. I'm excited already.
Yeah, I am too. And we'll be there for a week. That'll be fun. And Thursday that for March Madness. But hell of a week overall, and a great weekend here in Indy. And great games. I think this Final Four was solid. I know it was kind of a lamer of games, but the championship game ended well. And I'll take anything for that Braylon Mullins UConn Duke finish. So no problem there at all. What a great March Madness. It wasn't not as many upsets, but we still saw teams lose to lower seeds even later on. And we saw how many good games, buzzer beaters, almost buzzer beaters from half court, and a buzzer beater from half court, just insane games overall. I thought the games were totally given this year, Elliot.
No, for sure. 100%. March definitely came through and delivered like it always does.
Yep. All right, everyone. That is our episode here. We're talking the championship recap. I'll change the title, championship recap, because our season recap, season award show will be next. And then stay tuned and keep us turn those notifications on. I know because we're not going to be every day at 10:30, 11:30, whatever. So keep those notifications on. Turn those notifications on so we can, when we make a video, you get that, or we go live. Because we'll be talking portal here soon, so you can keep up with the portal nonsense here on the Pump Fake Pod.
Yes, sir. And shout out before we go, shout out Conman, Virgil, and Pozo for the donations. Appreciate you guys more than you know.
And shout out everyone in the chat getting a little vulnerable and sharing love. I think that's an amazing thing. And for you guys to do that, you appreciate life. You appreciate life. It's tough to go through it's easy to go through the motions, and it's tough to feel it. But you know what? You guys embrace life, and it's just awesome seeing everybody support each other on that. So mad appreciation to everybody this whole season. We will see you soon for the All Teams Names episode. Make sure to, if whatever your favorite player's name is, comment in the video your favorite player's name. Maybe they'll make the All Teams Names list and get that roster prepared for that next episode and our Pump Fake Pod Academy Award special. Peace and love, everyone. Elliot, any final words?
We'll say me and Rhythm align with Xander Schauffele, outright winner, Masters.
I already bet him outright. I didn't look that up either. I had a feeling it's predictable. Masters a little bit more predictable out of the majors a little bit. Xander was one of them. I saw Bryson. What was the other one? Ludwig Aberg, and people that are playing good golf. I'll be rooting for Xander. He deserves that, and he's an American. And I don't want an English guy to win again.
Let's go, Xander.
Let's go, Xander. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. We will see you soon. Get those notifications on. Hit that like and subscribe button. Peace and love, everybody.